Today's culture pits men and women against one another. It encourages women to think in terms of competing with men. They say women can do any job a man can do. However, God did not design men and women for competition, but for cooperation. The purpose of man and woman is intertwined and linked together. God's original desire for the man and woman is explained in Genesis chapters 1 through 3. It's there that we learn what God's intention was for the way He designed men and women. Remember, the Bible shapes our thinking, not our culture. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Suitable. Not a replica, not a copy of Adam, a helper that needed to be like him, a human being, and not like the animals. A helper that fits with Adam, but is not exactly like Adam. A male and a female uniquely designed so they could be joined together in sexual union. A union that is much more than just a wonderful experience, but it has some wonderful consequences. It produces children. Now, some people think of sex resulting in a child as being a negative thing. Nothing could be further from the truth. Seeing your children makes you thankful for sex. It's a gift from God that has a purpose. It's not made to be worshiped. It's made to be enjoyed by a married man and woman with the purpose of glorifying God. And that can only happen when men and women are viewed as being complementary, not competitive. Here in Genesis 1:26, it tells us that God made man in His image. We learn that an essential part of being an image bearer is maleness and femaleness. In Genesis 1:27 it says, God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him, male and female. He created them. God made two unique image bearers when He made the man and woman. In verse 28, they were commanded to be fruitful, multiply, subdue, and rule the earth. Adam could not do that by himself. God's unique and complementary design made it possible for the man and woman to fulfill God's plan. First, by coming together in sexual union, they would produce children. In other words, more image bearers to glorify God. That's why pregnancy and childbirth, by God's design, was to be a joyous event, celebrated. Second, the man and woman would subdue and take dominion over the earth. In other words, they worked the earth. They would take the things that God has created and mold them and build and organize those things. So God gave them a to-do list, so to speak, that would glorify Him. Now, all of this was done before the fall. It's obvious, though considered controversial today, that men and women are physically different. On average, men can lift more weight than women, run faster than women, and perform significantly better in combat and social defense, or rather self-defense situations. When a woman tries to do some things a man does, it's difficult, if not impossible. It may even lead to a woman hurting herself, injuring herself. Their differences make them able to fulfill God's purposes. Sadly, the differences are not celebrated today. Our culture is willfully blind to the uniqueness and distinctiveness of manhood and womanhood. Our culture teaches that the reference to the woman as being a helper is demeaning or belittling to women. On the contrary, the Bible proclaims and asserts the absolute necessity for a woman and praises the woman. God declared it wasn't good that Adam should be alone. He needed someone to fill a unique role. The woman's strengths, gifts, and abilities would bless and enrich Adam's life. Now, the curse did not change the complementary role of men and women. The woman did not become a childbearer after the curse. The man did not become a worker after the fall. At the very beginning, God created roles for men and women. The complementary role of the sexes still stands today. But the role is not just physical. There's a spiritual dimension. Their destinies are intertwined. In 1 Peter 3:7, it says it reminds us that a husband and wife are fellow heirs of the grace of God. The Apostle Paul wrote in Galatians chapter 3, verse 28, that there's neither Jew or Greek, slave or free, male or female, for you all are one in Christ. Paul clearly teaches us that race, class, and gender distinctions are irrelevant in relationship to our standing and benefits in Jesus Christ. Men and women are created equal in the sense that they are humans. However, they are different expressions of that humanity. Let me say it another way. Both men and women share a common humanity. Both are, quote, man, unquote, but not in an identical way. They are distinctly male and female. Thanks for watching.